Hi, and welcome to Mass Hysteria.
Hysteria.
We're just going to play some music here while we prepare.
Enjoy.
The Quiet Storm. All right, and we're back. I'm going to start off by turning my microphone up because you probably can't hear me. And that's better, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. I didn't expect that sausage to be so chewy. I thought it'd be done by now.
Do you have some more of that?
Mm-hmm. Hey, you want a piece?
This is some sausage from a farm that is a friend of Jackson. It's actually smoke cured. It's not cooked like most of the sausage you get in the store.
That's
and
true.
It's absolutely amazing.
It's like a week and a half of smoking. Good stuff. All right. So, Dr. Bronner locked himself in a metal cage outside the White House with a stash of hemp plants and equipment, hoping to make enough hemp oil to spread on a piece of French bread. This is a real thing that happened, by the way. This is from the Washington Post. On, my microphone is in front of this. It's on some day. It's called Dr. Bronner's Magic Soap CEO Arrested in Hemp Protest. And there's a big picture of firefighters with saws cutting him out of a cage. It's pretty cool. Bronner, CEO and president of Dr. Bronner's Magic Soaps, never got to finish the oil pressing process or have his usual breakfast. Metro Police and the DC Fire Department used a chainsaw to cut open the steel cage door and arrest him. Bronner was charged with possession of marijuana and blocking passage. Bronner, whose California-based company uses hemp oil in its soap products, pleaded with President Obama, via microphone, to allow hemp harvesting in the U.S. Bronner was moved to protest after a recent 28,000 signature petition asking for hemp legalization didn't get the response he wanted, according to Bronner spokesperson Ryan Fletcher. The protest began at 8 a.m. when Bronner and his cage trailer was dropped off. When Bronner and his caged trailer was dropped off on H Street next to Lafayette Square. Park Police and Secret Service agents joined DC police and fire officials, who worked for a couple of hours to open the cage. So that's Park Police, Secret Service, and DC police and fire officials.
This is like the kind of cage that you'd imagine would be at like a old circus or something like that,
Yeah.
like a jail cell bars, all around him.
Yeah. Bronner had designed the trailer so it could not easily be broken into or towed away by police, said Fletcher. Atop the trailer was a sign that read, "Dear Mr. President, let U.S. farmers grow hemp." Bronner's actions also prompted police to shut down traffic around 16th and 8th Streets at about 10:30 a.m. U.S. drug law defines hemp as a controlled substance, the same as marijuana, making the plants inside Dr. Bronner's trailer, it was Dr. Bronner's son's trailer, illegal. Live hemp seeds may not be imported into the country, and hemp may not be grown. However, hemp food, textiles, and other products may be imported or produced in the U.S. from non-living hemp material. Bronner claims that lab tests confirm the THC levels in his hemp plants is less than 0.3%, the international standard for industrial hemp. THC is the main active chemical in marijuana. "We import roughly $100,000 a year of hemp oil from Canada," said Fletcher. "He's doing this action in part because he wants to be able to source that hemp oil from American farmers rather than exporting his dollars to Canada." Last week, Senator Ron Wyden, Democrat from Oregon, they felt it necessary to mention that, introduced a measure that would label hemp as an agricultural crop. The amendment was backed by Senator Rand Paul, Republican from Kentucky. Monday's protest was not Bronner's first action in favor of hemp cultivation in the U.S. In 2009, Bronner gathered with activists to plant hemp seeds on the front lawn of the Drug Enforcement Administration Museum and Visitors Center in Arlington. That's pretty funny. The protesters, including Bronner, were arrested and charged with trespassing. David Bronner's grandfather, E.H. Bronner, founded Dr. Bronner's Magic Soap in 1948. The company produces some of the top-selling organic soaps in the country. David Montgomery contributed to this story. Yeah, so that's that, and I think that's pretty crazy. It required 5 different departments Secret Service, police, the other police, the fire department, and the Park Service to get this guy processing industrial hemp into oil for his breakfast bread off of the front lawn of the White House, where he had put himself inside a giant metal cage.
Did he have like cooking equipment inside the cage?
He had everything. He had live hemp plants, so he's got about like 5 live hemp plants, and then a press to make the oil that he would make into, I'm assuming, some sort of hemp butter. Maybe he just uses it as oil. And then he had his bread with him. It was here. I think there's a video here actually, which still isn't queued up because YouTube sucks.
Why do you think he decided to do this demonstration in a cage instead of just doing it out in the open?
Because otherwise the police would drag him away really quickly, and he probably wouldn't. I mean, he didn't even get to press the oil the way it is, and they had to cut him out of a circus cage. So, like, I'm assuming if he was just sitting there, it would be like 5 minutes, and they would be like, "No, what are you setting up a table?" I mean, he had to be. Also, it probably keeps him from falling out of the trailer. I don't know if he's been sitting in there since they left. You know, like while the vehicle's driving.
Oh wow.
That's complete speculation. Well,
he had some serious pop plants in that
the
cage.
cannabis. We can call it cannabis.
It's a pot.
Oh yeah, it's the same. It's the same plant. Just that one's not quite as intoxicating as some of the others. It's more good for making oil for your bread. Look at that's a nice press. That is a nice seed press. I don't know. Let's. There, you can see the video right there. You probably can't. Hey, there you can almost kind of see it. I always think it's silly when there's like a TV on TV or like a computer on a computer. Yeah. Huh. That's not too bad. Thanks for holding that up. For those of you on the radio, the police are trying to cut into the cage right now. They're all sitting around talking amongst themselves saying, how are we going to get in the cage? If only this man was just sitting on the sidewalk with a seed press. We could just beat him and drag him away. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure they wouldn't do that in front of all the cameras. Just a little joke there. Keep things light while the loading happens. Oh yeah, it's loading. Hypothetically. They got the motorized saw there. They're about to start it up. Since I'm on a radio show, I feel obligated to say, that's your tax dollars at work, folks. Because I think that's what people on the radio usually say.
Would you guys like to hear?
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm actually here now.
Yeah. Dante's been holding up the laptop here.
Yeah, I have been.
Okay. Can I get this?
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to turn it down. You don't want to or mute it. There we go. Whoa. That's the sound of silence.
Okay, we're just gonna cut for a quick minute break. We'll be right back.
I'm still here. Should I press one of these buttons? Is that what you're indicating? You'd like me to press a button? Is that it?
Okay, we're back. Okay, just one more break. We'll be back in a minute.
All right.
Turn on the aux thing.
Hello and welcome to Mike's Manic Minute. I'm your host, Michael Lehman, and this is my rundown of podcasting, software, music, and anything else that captures my eye.
Up to like the
Hello and welcome to Mike's Manic Minute. I'm your host, Michael Lehman, and this is my rundown of podcasting, software, music, and anything else that captures my eye. Brought to you by softwareland.org. Stuff you just shouldn't miss. Phonecasting. Russell Beatty says he's convinced there'll be an Apple iPhone within the next 18 months. What I really want is something that's a kick-ass phone, a kick-ass email device, and when I dock it to charge at night, I want it to auto-download my podcast to the phone, so I don't have to carry both the phone and the iPod when I go for my morning walk. Shopping at 6 a.m.? Well, it appears everyone else did go shopping on Friday. News.com reports that the holiday shopping season started with an $8 billion day. New podcast by me. Starting December 1st, which will be my 51st birthday, I'll be starting another weekly show called In Mike's Life, where I'll be going to recall the years from 1953 until the present 1 week at a time, finishing on my 52nd birthday, including not only well-known events, but also my own autobiographical memories with a particular focus on my 35 years as a programmer, which I still do professionally and hope to do for at least another 20 years. New podcast for today from iPodder.org. So, what else is news? The revolution starts now. Ring of Fire, The Laura Flanders Show, The Kyle Jason Show, Echo Talk, G'day World, Old Daily Audio, Stigmeric Web, Stand Up 8, Weblog Ed News, and TheScout.net. Starting tomorrow, it's back to work here in Softwareland. From now on, I plan to try to do a Manic Minute once or twice during the week and twice on the weekends. And that's your Manic Minute for November 28th, 2004.
I'm sorry, that was played.
Was it an intro?
I hadn't heard that before.
I thought it was like the intro to someone's podcast.
Kind of, no.
But I mean, it was like a joke.
That's a sad.
Kind of feel like we're just winging it, so
Yeah.
that was a failed attempt to wing it. And
That was certainly
I
something
wung
different.
it. I guess I wung it.
Yeah. Wung that shit. Yep. That's how we do on River West Radio.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is your computer still loading over there?
No, it's done.
No.
I could just watch my own video on the
That's correct. I think you have to unmute it.
If I wanted to play it, yeah, I'm not ready though.
Oh.
I gotta do it like all right, and that was just another short break there, and we're gonna play this. There you can hear Dr. Bronner's son getting arrested.
Kind of close, have a front chin, okay?
Reefer madness shall be buried. American farmers will grow hemp again. Hopefully there'll be a piece of the puzzle here of ending prohibition sooner versus later. I think we're all fed up, but I think the country's shifting.
Yeah, and you didn't hear the rest of what he was saying there because they rolled up the rear window in the police car he was in. Yeah, so let's see. I don't know. I guess we can probably... I could read another article.
Let's take off our pants. Okay, me first. Hold on.
Your mics are going back on.
My mic's on. Oh.
Hey.
I hear a zipper there. Maybe a buckle.
Oh, dude, that's
I
so
can
fucked up,
actually
Jack.
use it.
Stop doing that.
Get your hands
can't
off.
Oh
help
my
it.
God! What the fuck
What
are
are you
you
doing?
doing? That's serious. That's disgusting. What the fuck?
This is definitely a different format than my usual show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you usually talk about ponies jumping over the rainbows and sheep jumping over the
And
moons?
I usually read news articles.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I play music in the background softly, although I really only did that 1 out of 2 times so far.
Yeah, that's true.
Like this.
That's good. Talk
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite color?
I like all the colors.
Every single color?
Yes.
Even old people color?
Yes.
Well,
Otherwise, you'd have to talk not quite that close to the microphone and cut some frequencies out of the spectrum. You can, yeah, I mean, is there going to be a big long pause while it's getting set up? So this is a radio show about doing a radio show. It's informational. Oh, I did that once when I was on the call-in.
we accept phone calls, just so everyone knows.
How do we make phone calls, by the way?
I think that the phone number there rings with a number that says line.
This thing? Can you call yourself? It's gonna... Because I don't want to lose the rest of my playlist. If you open something in Winamp, it like clears out your playlist. I know you know what I'm talking about, listeners, if you use Winamp. You're like, oh, I just meant to open that, not to get rid of the playlist I just spent an hour making. It sucks. All it takes is a double click, folks. That's it.
Not a triple click?
You should play it whenever you want.
It's playing. It's already playing.
You're streaming
Not a
it?
triple click?
Yeah.
We're getting some feedback here.
It's playing.
Hello?
It's already playing.
You're streaming it?
Triple click?
Yeah. Hey,
We're getting some feedback.
the level a little bit too low there.
Stop. You're streaming it?
Hmm?
Yeah. Stop it real quick.
Hey.
Let's start over and turn it up like a lot higher.
Hey.
Let's start over and turn it up like a lot higher.
It's already turned
Start
up.
over and turn it up like a lot higher.
The,
Oh,
there
it's
you
already
go.
turned up. Move the knob on the mixer.
The,
Oh,
there
it's
you
already
go.
turned up. Move the knob on the mixer. Stop that and start it
Oh.
over.
There
It's
you
already
go.
turned up. Move the knob on the mixer. Stop that and start it
There.
over.
There
It's
you
already
go.
turned up. Move the knob on the mixer. Stop that and start it over.
Just move it up.
There
It's
you
already
go.
turned up. Move the knob on the mixer. Stop
Yeah,
that and
yeah,
start it
yeah.
over. Oh, we're peaking.
Move it up.
There
It's
you
already
go.
turned up. Move the knob on the mixer. Stop
Yeah,
that and
yeah,
start
yeah.
it over. Oh, we're peaking.
I hope this doesn't.
It's already turned up. Move the knob on the mixer. Stop
Yeah,
that and
yeah,
start
yeah.
it
Oh,
over. Oh, we're peaking.
I hope this doesn't. It's not gonna.
Move the knob on the mixer. Stop
Yeah,
that and
yeah,
start
yeah.
it
Oh,
over. Oh, we're peaking.
I hope this doesn't. There's no way. It's not gonna.
What? Move the knob on the mixer. Stop
Yeah,
that and
yeah,
start it
yeah.
over. Oh, we're peaking.
I hope this doesn't. There's no way. It's not gonna happen.
What?
No, no way in hell.
Oh, we're peaking.
I hope this doesn't-
Seems to be
there's no way-
working.
It's not gonna happen.
What?
No, no way in hell.
Seems to be
It's
working.
not gonna happen.
What?
No, no way in hell.
Blow out the levels. You're not. Blow out the levels. You're not. Blow out the levels. You're not. Blow out the levels.
Boys.
You're not. Blow out the levels.
Boys.
You're not. Got a low droning sound there.
Boys.
Got a low droning sound there.
Boys.
Got a low droning sound there. Watch those levels. Watch those levels.
Bacon.
What's that? Watch those levels.
Bacon.
What's that? Watch those levels. What's that? Watch those levels. We're good.
Yeah.
What's that?
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. What's what? Yeah.
What's that?
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. What's what? Yeah. Yeah.
What's that?
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. What's what? Wait. Where did? Oh, yeah. It's right. Yeah.
What's that?
There it is.
Yeah.
Hey. What's what? Wait. Where did? Oh, it's right. Yeah. There it is. Is that what it was? What's what?
I think it's over here.
That's right. There it is. Is that what it was? No, that isn't. Yeah. That's right. There it is. Is that what it was? No, that isn't. Yeah. That's right. There it is. Is that what it was? No, that isn't. Yeah. That's right. There it is. Is that what it was? No, that isn't. This is stupid. This is stupid.
Storytelling.
I got a little bit of yellow on the levels there.
Storytelling.
Got a little bit of yellow on the levels there.
Storytelling.
Got a little bit of yellow on the levels there.
Storytelling.
Got a little bit of yellow on the levels there.
I didn't say.
Headlines.
I didn't say.
Headlines.
That was pretty fun.
That was pretty fun, actually.
Yeah, what was that all about?
That was quite enjoyable. I think I went onto an adventure there.
I could have kept on. I could have kept on going with
It's
that.
like Adventureland. Quite enjoyable. I think I went onto an adventure there.
I could have kept on. I could have kept on going with
It's
that.
like Adventureland. Quite enjoyable. I think I went onto an adventure there.
I could have kept on. I could have kept on going with
It's
that.
like Adventureland.
I think you might be
Captain.
coming back.
Quite enjoyable. I think I went onto an adventure there.
I could have kept on. You could have kept on going with that, huh?
Adventureland.
About 7 seconds.
Quite enjoyable. I think I went onto an adventure there.
I could have kept on. You could have kept on going with that. Oh, you keep
About
on
7
going with
seconds.
that. Keep going with that. All right. You could have kept on going with that. Oh, you keep on
About 7
going with that.
seconds.
Keep going with that. All right. Just keep going. You could have kept on keep going with that. Keep on going.
Canada's anti-drug strategy of failure,
Yeah, all
study
right.
suggests.
Keep going with that.
Canada's anti-drug strategy of failure, study suggests. Canada's This is a publication from The Walrus. This is a publication from The Walrus. It's called Rat Trap. This is a publication from The Walrus. It's called Rat Trap. This is a publication from The Walrus. It's called Rat Trap by Robert Herx. Publication from The Walrus. It's called Rat Trap by Robert Herx. Publication from The Walrus. It's called Rat Trap by Robert Herx. From the December 2007 magazine. By Robert Herx. From the December 2007 magazine. By Robert Herx. From the December 2007 magazine. Canada's anti-drug strategy of failure, study suggests. Read the headline of a brief CBC story that circulated through a handful of news outlets before dying out early this year. CBC story that circulated through a handful of news outlets before dying out early this year. CBC story that circulated through a handful of news outlets. The authors pointed out that despite this war on drugs, the rate of consumption was higher than ever. The authors pointed out that despite this war on drugs, the rate of consumption was higher than ever. The authors pointed out that despite this war on drugs, the rate of consumption was higher than ever. The study advocated that money be directed towards cost-effective, evidence-based prevention, treatment, and harm reduction programs. Money be directed towards cost-effective, evidence-based prevention, treatment, and harm reduction programs. Money be directed towards cost-effective, evidence-based prevention, treatment, and harm reduction programs. Money be directed towards cost-effective, evidence-based
directed towards
treatment, and harm reduction programs. Evidence-based prevention.
Directed towards evidence-based prevention.
Evidence-based prevention. Evidence-based prevention. Evidence-based prevention. Evidence-based prevention.
Anti-drug strategy of failure.
Evidence-based prevention. Evidence-based prevention.
Anti-drug strategy a failure. The rate of consumption was higher than ever. In 2002, 45% of Canadians reported having used illicit drugs in their lives. That's 28.5% in 1994. 45% of Canadians reported having used illicit drugs in their lives. The study advocated that money be directed toward cost-effective, evidence-based prevention, treatment, and harm reduction. The study advocated that money. The other three pillars of Canada's cost-effective, evidence-based prevention, treatment, and harm reduction. The study advocated that money. The other three pillars of Canada's cost-effective, evidence-based prevention.
But to Bruce Alexander, a psychologist who recently retired after 35 years at Simon Fraser University in British Columbia, the policy debate is just a distraction.
The policy debate is just a distraction.
The policy debate is just a distraction.
The policy debate is just a distraction. There's no drug policy that will have much effect on addiction. The policy debate is just a distraction. There's no drug
Didn't he say that from
that will
his
have
home in
much
Vancouver?
effect on addiction. There's no drug policy that will have much effect on addiction. There's no drug policy that will have much effect on addiction.
It's too bad you can't hear what this sounds like.
No drug policy that will have much effect on addiction. There's no drug policy that will have
you
much
can't hear what
effect
this
on
sounds
addiction.
like. There is no drug policy that will have much effect on addiction. You can't hear what this sounds like. There is no drug policy that will have much effect on addiction. You can't hear what this sounds like.
No policy that will have much
drug policy that will have much effect on addiction. I think that's one of our diversions.
No policy that will have much effect.
That will have much effect on addiction. I think that's one of our diversions. If we could just get the drug policy right, we'd solve our addiction problem.
If we could just get the drug policy right, we could solve our addiction problem.
Right, we'd solve our addiction. We just need the right drug policy. We'll solve our addiction problem.
We would solve our addiction problem.
We just need the right drug policy. We'll solve our addiction problem.
We would
If we could
solve
just
our
get the
addiction
drug policy
problem.
right. We just need the right drug policy. We'll solve our addiction problem.
That would touch our addiction problem. The only way we'll ever touch the problem of addiction is by developing and fostering viable culture. That would touch our addiction problem. The only way we'll ever touch the problem of addiction is by developing and fostering viable culture. That would touch.
If we could just
The
get
only way we'll
drug
ever touch
policy
the problem
right.
of addiction is by developing
We'd solve our
and fostering
addiction
viable
problem.
culture. That would touch.
If we could just
The
get
only way we'll
drug
ever touch the
policy
problem
right.
of addiction is by
We'd
developing
solve our
and
addiction
fostering
problem.
viable culture. That would touch.
If we could just
The only way
get
we'll
drug
ever touch the
policy
problem of
right.
addiction is when Richard Nixon launched the war on drugs in the early 1970s, it was generally believed, as it is today, that drugs cause addiction. When Richard Nixon as surely as lightning causes thunder. It was generally at that time, Bruce Alexander was counseling addicts at Vancouver's downtown east side, and he wasn't so sure. Bruce Alexander, junkies say things like, "I can't go through the withdrawal, I can stop." Sorry, I can go through the withdrawal and I can stop, but I don't want to. Alexander says, "We're not supposed to believe it. We're supposed to say to them that they're denying that they're in the grip on this drug." But Alexander says, "We're not supposed to believe it. We're supposed to say to them that they're denying that they're in the grip on this drug." But Alexander says, "We're not supposed to believe it. We're supposed to say to them that they're denying that they're in the grip on this drug."
His suspicions carried little weight in the classroom, however. His suspicions carried little weight in the classroom, however. Students were armed with a powerful trump card. His suspicions the famous Skinner box experiments of the 1950s and 60s. With a powerful trump card. The famous Skinner box experiments of the 1950s and 60s. With a powerful trump card. In a typical drug test, a surgically implanted catheter is hooked up to a drug supply that the animal self-administers by pressing a lever. Surgically implanted catheter is hooked up to a drug supply that the animal self-administers by pressing a lever. Surgically implanted catheter is hooked up to a drug supply that the animal self. Hundreds of trials showed that lab animals readily became slaves to drugs such as heroin, cocaine, and amphetamines. Trials showed that lab animals readily became slaves to drugs such as heroin, cocaine, and amphetamines. They were said to prove that these kinds of dope are irresistible, and that's it. That's the end of the addiction story right there. They were said to prove that these kinds of dope are irresistible, and that's it. That's the end of the addiction story right there. They were said to prove that these kinds of dope are irresistible, and that's it. That's the end of the addiction story right there. They were said to prove that these kinds of dope are irresistible, and that's it. That's the end of the addiction story right there. To test that hypothesis, Alexander built an Eden for rats. That's the end of the addiction story right there. To test that hypothesis, Alexander built an Eden for rats. That's the end of the addiction story right there. To test that hypothesis, Alexander built an Eden for rats. That's the end of the addiction story. 16 to 20 animals of both sexes. Eden for rats. 16 to 20 animals of both sexes. Eden for rats. 16 to 20 animals of both sexes. Eden for rats. Hello? 16 to 20 animals of both sexes. Am I in the air? 16. Am I in the air?
Hello?
Hey, caller, are you there?
Mass-hysteria? Hello?
Caller? Hey, caller, are you there?
Mass-hysteria?
Caller?
Hello?
Caller, are you there?
Hello?
We're getting some feedback here. I don't know. Caller? Are you there, caller?
Hello?
We're getting some feedback here. I don't know. Caller? Are you there, caller? We're getting some feedback here. I don't know. Caller? Are you there, caller? We're getting some feedback here. I don't know. Caller? Could you turn down your radio, caller? We're getting some feedback here. I don't know. Caller? Could you turn down your radio, caller? We're getting some feedback here. I don't know. Could you turn down your radio, caller? Could you turn down your radio, caller? Could you turn down your radio, caller? You could no longer say with a straight face that rats find certain drugs irresistible. You could no longer say with a straight face that rats find certain drugs irresistible. You could no longer say with a straight face that rats find certain drugs irresistible. You could no longer say with a straight face that rats find certain drugs It's so much easier to believe that the drug takes people away than that the very civilization we live in is making life miserable for everybody. People away than that the very civilization we live in is making life miserable for everybody. People away than that the very civilization we live in is making life miserable for everybody. People away than that the very civilization we live in is making life miserable for everybody. We're at 4-2 here. I think this is maybe the end of our show tonight.
Alright.
Probably wrapping it up. I think this is maybe the end of our show tonight.
Well, caller, it was good talking.
Probably wrapping it up. I think this is maybe the end of our show tonight.
Well, caller, it was good talking.
Whoa. Hello?